Hey Aries, how's it going? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Ten of Swords. The second card that we have out is Temperance. Okay. Ten of Swords and Temperance is about a chapter closing and about needing to take the time that you need to adjust to this. Ten of Swords usually indicates something that's been like a difficult time or a difficult chapter, or this can be an ending that's feeling really hard for you right now. Something that you're still adjusting to, something that you're still coming to terms with, but it will feel very significant for you as you're going through it in this moment. And Temperance is like, it's about looking at what has taken place and giving yourself the grace and the time and the compassion to allow you to sort of catch your breath after going through this. So it will feel like this chapter is closing. It's been a long one. This has been difficult for me. I still feel like I'm still dealing with sort of the remnants from that. I'm adjusting to it. Temperance is a reminder to like take care of yourself, to give yourself some love, to give yourself some time, to be patient with yourself, to allow you to process in the way that you need to, and to not rush this. Let yourself have this time right now. If you're not feeling as motivated as usual or not as energetic as usual, it feels like it's because, or you're just like not feeling in your regular energy. It feels like it's all because of sort of the impact of this cycle that's closed out and you dealing with the reverberation of all of that. Because you need some time to transition here, but there can be a part of you like, okay, this is over. Like, why am I not over it yet? But this is about giving yourself some time here. I feel again like your guides are saying, do not rush your process here. Let yourself have your process, feel your feelings, adjust to things the way that they are now, and know that if you're not in your usual space that you are energetically, it is going to come back. You just need to give it some time right now. But you're not broken or anything like that if you're feeling that way. Like what's going on? I don't even feel like myself right now, but you will be. You just need some time right now. I wouldn't be overexerting yourself. Seeing this suggestion be for you to just slow it down to a pace where you can recover from all of this. There can be a part of you that feels like you can't or you don't want to, or like a resistance to this, but I'm seeing this is what's being suggested right now. Because it feels like all of the energy that you have is sort of going to the recovering from this, or like renormalizing or readjusting after this. So and then you're going to be off after that, I'm seeing. You need time to process your feelings still and to understand them and to hear them most of all. And that's going to take a little bit of time. Especially when things are complicated. When there are a lot of feelings involved, you have to give it time, because like so many things have happened, right? And so you're getting like the first wave of emotions and feelings and stuff going on energetically, and then like the next wave, and that layers upon those, and it's an intricate process to sort of like unpack all of this, or to process all of it, to integrate all of this. But it's going to take time for it, like all of your feelings about this, it feels like now is the time when all of them are going to start coming through. So maybe you went through something and you were so busy going through it that you weren't so present emotionally, maybe sometimes present emotionally, but there can always be emotions that come through after the fact, and I'm seeing that's going to be taking place. Temperance is feeling like giving that time to actually do what it needs to do, like for the water to run clear again emotionally. And right now you're going through that whole process of this thing has happened. Feelings are continuously coming up, or like memories or thoughts, like all of this stuff is coming up. Giving it time for everything to come up to the surface, and then spending time sort of being with that and reviewing, and what is that communicating with me, and what am I meant to be understanding, and what do I need to hear that I'm communicating with myself, and my thoughts on this situation, all of those things. So if you're out like running around and rushing around and doing stuff, it's just going to like delay this process that's happening. So that's why it's being suggested for you to put your energy into this, to allow everything to come to the surface, to understand it, to be with it, to hear it, and to recognize the importance of this. Even though it can feel like, but I'm not even doing anything right now, you are doing something actually. So even though it can feel like you're not super active, maybe in an outward way, you're very, very active internally right now. And that's really where you're meant to be focusing. That's what I'm seeing the suggestion be. And to give it time, especially. The part of you that doesn't want to give it time, that's the challenge for you in this scenario, but you need time to recover. As much as there can be a part of you that doesn't want to sit around and do that, it's what's needed here. In order to properly like heal, process, whatever you're calling the recovery process of this. There are going to be some big revelations that are made too, but if you're so busy running around that you're not processing things, then those are not going to happen, and I'm seeing that's also why things are being suggested. So it's about working with what has already occurred and what's right in front of you, rather than adding more stuff to it and then it gets buried underneath all of that. And then before you know it, that stuff is coming up too at a very inopportune time. Now is the time to be sitting with this, to be being with this. But some of you, you may not want to sit with your feelings. That can be something that you kind of want to avoid a little bit right now, or you have like an impulse to. Like, the challenge is being with this. The challenge is being present to yourself emotionally right now, to really tune in and to listen. And to not go stacking more stuff upon this. But yeah, this can feel like a challenge for the part of you that's like, I just want to like go run around now, like that way of sort of processing the energy. But it feels like that's not being suggested, like not making any sudden moves here. That is not being suggested, because it's just going to pile more stuff on top, and then it's going to take longer to process this when you could just do it right now. And that is the suggestion. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, if you're not willing to. But I'm just saying what the advice here is. This feels like this has to do with a Neptunian process. Let's just describe this in the context of the reading. This means that what may have happened, Aries, is that there could have been like an idea about something, or feeling about something, or a perspective about something. Having Neptune here, especially now that Neptune has gone retrograde, what this can mean is that the impact of the retrograde Neptune, what this can mean is that anything that was not, something that may have not been based in absolute like truth or absolute reality, even if it had to do with an expectation, the curtain can kind of be pulled back. So this is giving yourself time to adjust to the truth of what something actually is, like what the process has revealed to you, so you can truly understand it. Because there can be a part of you with Neptune here that almost doesn't want to take this at face value, like what has occurred. There can be a part of you that's like resistant to accepting this fully, but sitting with this and your feelings about everything is going to help you process and integrate everything, so it doesn't have to be like processed and always nagging at you and it's always unprocessed. It's like, do this now. That's what the suggestion is. And it feels like it's going to help you come to terms with some things and to fully understand what has actually taken place. Because you can be at a point where you're like, what more is there to understand? But I'm seeing there's more. There's more to understand. There's more to see. There's more perspective to gain. And that's why you need to give this time right now. That is the biggest suggestion for what you are meant to do, even though I'm seeing you instinctively maybe like, I want to do everything else except for that, but this is what's being suggested. Again, you get to do whatever you want to do with this. You don't have to listen to that if you don't want to. I'm just here interpreting the guidance and giving that to you. Another thing too is that when you are in a space where you are grounded and centered, you're going to more easily understand the feelings that are coming up about this as well. So there's not going to be stuff when you're like, I don't know what I'm feeling, or I'm not understanding this, or like, why is this happening now, or like, why am I crying in the middle of the day when I just saw a commercial about plastic wrap. You know, it's stuff that's going to, when things come up, when you're in a grounded space, you're going to be like, oh, like that's a trigger for that thing, or it's reminding me of this over there. Like, it's not going to be as confusing as a process, or as like intricate of a process. I'm seeing, I've never looked at this on the card before, but on this card I'm seeing rings on a person's finger. Something about a ring or rings. It feels significant. Yeah, so if there's a part of you that you know in an attempt to sort of defend or protect yourself from processing all of that, that can be where this like impulse is to sort of, you know, do some things right now. But I'm seeing your guides be like, now is not the time to be doing that, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time. The only card that I'm seeing here, major arcana wise, is Sagittarius.